Okay. What in the world? Battles often lead people to choose one side or another. Within a battle, you learn who your opponent is, what it is you're fighting for, and what it is you're fighting against. You hear stories of victory, and stories of defeat, stories of the hero, and stories of the villain. But what if the sides aren't that simple? What if it's become blurrier than that? There's a current battle that enables a person to treat another as less than. It's a current battle that allows one to think that someone can be equal if they were more like us. Within society, there's a heated battle, and that's on the subject of gay rights and homosexuality. But what if within this battle we put our focus on the wrong things? What if the need is not to prove whether something as homosexuality and gay rights is acceptable or unacceptable? What if the need is to simply understand that a difference in opinion doesn't allow one to treat a human as inhumane? In battle, there are often two sides. But I'm here to tell you that this is certainly messier than that. It's not that simple. There seems to be a third. On one side of the battle, there are those that believe that sexual orientation is a choice. There are even those that believe that sexual orientation is not a choice, but that anything other than heterosexuality is. There are those that believe that if an individual wanted to change, that all they need is a desire to do so. And on the other side of the battle, there are those that believe that if sexual orientation were a choice, would not most choose heterosexuality over homosexuality? As humans, we're prone to choose the easier road over the more difficult, but sometimes that just isn't a choice. These are glimpses into the arguments that are being fought within this battle, and it has led us within society to believe that we must choose one side or another. The goal should not be simply or only to disprove the opponent, but to reinstate the fact that humans embody both sides. On both sides of this argument are humans. Whether one side is proven right or one side is proven wrong does not change the fact that the only difference are the opinions that are being made. Yet we as a society have made the sides so clear, the opponent so known, that we forget we are far more alike than we are different. An argument that is often made within this battle is one of religion. On one side, there are those that believe that gay rights and homosexuality is against the country's fundamental belief in Christianity. There's an article titled "The Top 10 Myths of Homosexuality" for the Family Council in Washington, D.C., written by a man of the name of Peter Sprague. Within this article, Sprague says that the homosexual movement is built not on research, religion, or fact, but on mythology. In a statement, Sprague is entirely wrong in stating that those involved in the homosexual movement have nothing to do with research, religion, nor fact. That is not proof. There is no proof of that. On the other side, there is the constant reminder of the fact that if God, the God of Christianity, is a loving God, then shouldn't that love cover over a multitude of things? There's a man by the name of Michael Wojcicki, and in an article titled "Gay Rights, Choice versus Matter, Choice versus Nature," he states, "The question of what causes some people to prefer their own gender might be an interesting one, but it is not a moral one." These arguments may be valid, they may have their points, but the argument of religion, when it comes to the debate of gay rights and homosexuality, has allowed many to believe that it is acceptable to attempt to rid someone of their rights simply because they disagree. Since when is the fact of disagreeing with one another enough to allow someone to rid another of their rights? Before loving someone of the same gender was made to be illegal, discriminating someone for believing, thinking, or living differently than oneself and justifying it in the name of religion should have been illegal. A battle such as this demands and pleads for a call to action. It's not required that one needs to point fingers at who they believe to be right or who they believe to be wrong. One simply needs to remind both sides of their humanity. These opposing sides have every right to state their arguments. every right to attempt to prove their facts, every right to attempt to justify their actions. But if that is all that is being done, and if that is all that's being done, then the only thing that is causing is division. It's crucial to understand that that cannot be the entirety of this focus. Instead of focusing on who is right and who is wrong, instead of focusing on what is dividing us, it's crucial that we focus on what we have in common. And the one thing that we have in common is our humanity. And if this is a battle that allows us to fight for our humanity, it's a battle that's worth fighting. Okay, now, this better not mess up. Otherwise I'm going to be very mad. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, it's still recording. I guess I could stop recording.